I asked my boyfriend to limit his night out with friends, and I feel his resentment. Am I in the wrong? All right, I've got to ask. Am I the crazy one here, or am I justified in feeling the way I do? So here's the situation. I'm in a relationship with Jason. We've been together for over a year now, and up until recently, things were honestly going pretty well. Like, everything seemed normal, I was happy, he was happy, and we were in sync. But I asked him for one simple thing. Just one. And now, I'm questioning everything. I don't even know if I'm in the wrong, but I feel like I might be losing my mind here. Here's what happened. Jason has this thing where he's always out with his friends. Like, every weekend. Without fail, Friday night, Saturday night. He's always hanging out with them. And listen, I'm not a total monster. I know he needs his time with his friends. Friends are important, right? But after a while, I started feeling like he was never making time for me. It's one thing to go out one night, but when it becomes both nights every weekend, I start to feel invisible. And I hate that feeling. I've been sitting at home, alone, every weekend, watching him post pictures from these wild nights out, looking like he's having the time of his life, and I'm over here thinking, okay, so what about me? I tried not to make a big deal out of it for a while. I really did. I didn't want to be that girlfriend who nags and complains about everything, but I mean, how many nights can a girl spend alone before she starts to feel, well, ignored? And I'm not talking about just a few nights here and there. It was like every weekend he was with his friends. All weekend. And I'm sitting here like, what happened to us time? So I brought it up one night. I wasn't rude, wasn't mean, just said, hey, I love that you hang out with your friends, but maybe we could make some plans on the weekends? Can we cut it down to just one night a weekend for your outings? I thought it was a reasonable ask. Like, it didn't feel like I was asking for the world, you know? Just a little bit more time for us. But let me tell you, I did not expect the reaction I got. Jason didn't even try to hide the fact that he was pissed. The minute I asked, I saw his face shift. And his body language, he was done. He said something like, I don't know, I just like hanging out with my friends. I need my space. And the way he said it made me feel like I was the problem. I tried to brush it off, but you know when you get that feeling in your gut that something's wrong? Yeah, I had that. And the worst part? The next weekend, guess what happened? He goes out again, both Friday and Saturday night. No plans with me, just another night out with his friends. I can't even begin to tell you how that made me feel. Like, I was just there, waiting while he's off living his best life. And here's the thing, I don't mind him going out, but it felt like he didn't even care to make any effort to balance it. But wait, it gets worse. And now I'm sitting here, feeling like I might be losing my mind, but I can't shake this feeling that there's something more going on. He's been coming home later, and sometimes he acts like he's too tired to talk to me. And the worst part? Every time he goes out, he's with the same group of guys, some of whom I'm honestly not too fond of. I know that sounds petty, but hear me out. His friend Lucas? I've never trusted him. He's one of those guys who flirts with anything that moves, and I'm not blind. The way he looks at me when I'm around, don't even get me started. He's the kind of guy who thinks it's funny to make uncomfortable comments, like, oh, Jason's lucky to have a girl like you, in this weird, gross way. And every time I see him, I get this pit in my stomach. And yet, Jason always lets him tag along, and I'm starting to wonder if I'm just overthinking it or if there's something more to it. I've even caught Jason texting Lucas at weird hours, like late at night when he's already out. I don't want to seem obsessive, but part of me can't help but wonder, what exactly are they up to? And don't even get me started on the girls. Because, of course, there are always girls around, and I can't help but feel that Jason's not even trying to keep it subtle. Like, why are all these girls in the pictures he posts? Why does he feel the need to hang out with all these other girls always so close to them? Every time I ask, he's like, oh, they're just friends. But I've never liked the way he defends it. It's almost like he's trying to convince me too much that nothing is going on. And that just raises more red flags. Now, I'm spiraling. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but when I don't get a text from him until 2 a.m. after being out all night, I start to wonder, where is he? Who is he with? And why does he keep doing this like it's nothing? The worst part of all of this? Jason started acting weird after I brought it up again. It's like he resents me for even suggesting that he should spend more time with me. And I'm over here trying to figure out if I'm asking for too much. I didn't want to be controlling. I didn't want to make him feel suffocated. I just wanted balance. Is that really too much to ask? The more I think about it, the more paranoid I get. I can't help but wonder if I'm just being crazy, or if he's out there with these girls and I'm over here looking like the fool. Every time he's out now, I start imagining him laughing with some girl at the bar, touching her arm, looking into her eyes like he used to look at me. It's driving me crazy. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm the one in the wrong. Maybe I'm just too insecure. But I can't help feeling like something's off. I asked him to limit his nights out, and he resented me for it. I'm stuck in this weird place where I'm not sure if I'm just being paranoid or if my gut is telling me the truth. All I wanted was a little more of his time. And now, I feel like I'm slowly losing him, piece by piece. So, I need to ask, am I crazy for thinking all of this? Was I wrong for wanting more from him? Or do you think something else is going on here? Let me know what you think, because right now, I'm just lost.